You are very welcome to this video. Right, if you remember in the last video we badly skived. You can probably see there's a bit of a notch there. Oops. The two pieces here, and what I've also done is I've actually cut a piece, skived a piece off that, and you'll see why I want this at the end of the video. Right, so if you remember, today we're going to do the edges here and here and get them ready so that we're ready to install these and put it all together. So the other thing we've also got to do is we've got to put a pop stud here as well, and of course I can't remember the distance right off the top of my head that I created it, so I'll probably have to go and look that up. Okay, so to start with we need, right, so I have in the Madoga kit we have an edging tool. I don't know if you can see that. I have used it a couple of times and it seems to work. The only problem is I don't use it very well and the edges aren't really straight, but let's see what happens this time. So let's start on a piece that we can't see very well, and we'll do this piece here. Now I have sharpened this. It's not too bad. It's not too bad at all. So I have sharpened it, and it does actually seem to be working a lot better since I sharpened it. And right, let's try these long sides. The leather might have dried out a bit too much overnight. I'm not getting a very consistent cut. Ooh, that was terrible. Well, I can honestly say that is probably the worst edge I've ever done. Let's try this side here. Well, one side is nearly perfect and the other side is a real mess. I don't have to worry too much because I overcut this by about 1 millimeter, so I've actually got room to maneuver to remove that mess I've just made. So it's easy. Well, don't know how I made that mess, but never mind, I can sand that down, so that's not too much of a problem. And the next part is, of course, this part here. It's fairly straight. That's a lot better. Right, so trimmed the edges of these parts. Oops, put the blade away. So the next trick is, of course, to sand it down. So I have here actually some 150 grit paper, which is probably more than I actually wanted, but let's That's not too bad. Should make it nice and flat. I'll do a bit like that and a bit like that. A bit more. Okay, that seems to have done that piece. Right, this is going to take a bit more doing, so sorry about the noise below. We've got somebody having some new windows put in, so then there will be some drilling going on. I'm hoping that they're having their tea break on emery board. Let's see if we can make that any better. I might have to cut a little bit off there. We will see. Right, so now that we've done that, we will now start trying to slick the edges. So I have a little bit of water. Starting to get a shine on there. One of the other things I found is that if you have a piece of cotton cloth, it helps to actually get the edges really shiny, and to a certain extent it's much more efficient than a slicking tool like this. I don't know if you can see that, but it's nearly there, just a little bit of work needed on that end there. Yep. Okay, so that's that part done. Right. I use the tool because it helps to round the edge first, is a problem. I'm trying to slick where I messed up with the edging tool. Right, well that's about half done. I'm going to use some gum tragacanth on it as well, because I'm told that that helps to seal the edges as well. Whether it does or doesn't, I'm not at liberty to say because I don't have that experience, but if somebody says who's got more experience than me that it does, then I'm willing to believe them. This top part could be a bit difficult because I don't want it to round over too much. Right, I don't know if you can see that, but that's just after some water. We've got the sort of polished edge, except for where I've totally messed it up. I've noticed that going one way seems to be easier than going the other way. Right, so that's when using the edger. Let's use a little bit of gum tragacanth and see see what the results are. Put that out of the way because, knowing me, I'll throw it to the floor. It's got quite a good shine on that now. It's nearly fixed all the mess that I made. There's just a little bit at this top corner here that is going to take, I think, a lot of work. Okay, so that's one edge which I'm going to call done. Let's do the top edge. I don't know if you're supposed to use your finger with this stuff. I'm told it's edible. I haven't tried it, honest. I am pretty daft, but I'm not daft enough to try it. But I am told, I believe it's one of the ingredients in chewing gum or something. If you know if that's true or not, please leave a comment below. Is it an ingredient in chewing gum, or was it originally an ingredient in chewing gum? Gum tragacanth? I don't know. It's just something I've heard, so I'd be interested to know if that's true or not. The other thing is you can feel when it's just about ready, because it goes from sort of a sticky, rough type of feel to smooth, and it's no longer catching on the cloth. Right. That one, so we'll do this final edge, and then we'll do the top, and then we'll set a snap. Well, that's the belt loop done. It's not bad. It's not perfect, but it's not bad. This, by the way, is a canvas bag that you can buy for your fruit in the market, for carrying your fruit home. Well, not canvas, it's cotton, I believe. Organic textiles, yes, 100% cotton, it says on the back. Right, so I'm going to call that done. Actually, I shall call that done. It's got a nice, very smooth edge to it. So I don't know if you can see those. There's a little problem here, but that's not a problem because that will be cut off. That doesn't seem to want to slick. I don't know why. Anyhow, so those are done. So I just now need to set a snap. Right, so I've checked my measurements. It needs to be 3/4 of an inch down. I'll put the metric below. And in the center, so let me have a look for, if I use this, so the center point is here, so if I measure down 3/4 of an inch, line the ruler up with the lines on here, and make a mark. So now we'll snap. Right, I had to buy some snaps from the local sewing supply. May or may not work as expected. There's one side, there's two sides, there's another side, and there's another side. So I don't need that just for now, so because that's the top. What these snaps actually come with is sort of a little tool to actually set it with. I hope these work. As I say, they're from the sewing supply shop, which is in the next town, because I ran out of the antique brass ones that I wanted, unfortunately, because although you didn't see it, I made a couple of card wallets for we call them the fidelity cards. I don't know what to call them actually in French. The fidelity cards for the supermarkets and things like that. So yes, right. Put the hole punch over the hole. And we have a nice hole. Put the bottom through the bottom. Put the top on the top. Let's have a look at the tool it came with. The idea with this is that goes there, that goes there, that goes there, and that goes there. That's better. Try that one more time. That's it. So it seems you need to use the tool that it came with. So I did promise at the beginning to tell you what this was for. Well, there's going to be a knife in there and it's going to be doing that, and I don't want it to scratch it, so that is to glue over the top. Yes, so that's the reason for this piece. So I will now glue that on. You don't need to see me gluing it on, it's just some glue. So I'll say thank you very much for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe. Let me know what you know about this gum tragacanth. As I say, I'm told that you can eat it, but it says avoid and do not swallow, but I was told it was part of the chewing gum thing. And in the next one we'll actually put the whole sheath together and finish it off. So I shall glue this off camera. Thank you very much indeed.